My first myth asked if it's true that the song Heartbreak Hotel was actually inspired by a suicide. This is one of the longest standing stories in all of music history, and when Heartbreak Hotel first came out, the PR people did everything they could to make sure these two things were not associated. They dispelled this rumor all the time because, let's be honest, in the mid-50s, that was really bad for business. But it's actually totally true, and Mae Axton, who was one of the writers of the song, has talked about it countless times. Well, that is if you believe her complete story and not the story of the song's other writer, Tommy Durden. Recorded only 2 weeks before it was released by Elvis Presley, Axton said that she came up with the opening line after she read a story from a Miami newspaper about a guy who destroyed all of his identification papers and then jumped out of a window. He left a suicide note with just one line on it. It said, "I walk on lonely streets." Now, Durden claims that the song was written before that, and Axton said that it was in different parts and that she helped finish it off with these lines. One way or another, it is extremely likely, if not for sure, that it was that suicide that inspired a vast majority of the lyrics to this song. And oddly enough, a guy named Glenn Reeves actually recorded the demo for Elvis, but he thought it was such a bad song that he declined to have any credits whatsoever. Because of him declining that, he wasn't able to collect any royalties from Heartbreak Hotel at all. He got no money from it. So that goes to remind you all, always take credit on an album whenever it's offered. Always. And the story behind Heartbreak Hotel having a suicide link? Totally true. My second myth asked if it's true that the Van Halen brothers are actually trained classical pianists. Born in the Netherlands and then moved to California, let's be honest, who as a kid wasn't forced to take piano lessons? However, this one goes a bit deeper because Eddie Van Halen's middle name is actually Dutch for Ludwig, as in Ludwig van Beethoven. And Eddie actually won a number of piano competitions in his youth. No joke. Now, Eddie said that in his youth, piano didn't seem challenging enough to him. And after his brother Alex bumped into the Safari's version of Wipeout, and Eddie heard Cream, well, they both knew what instruments they had to play then. But yes, both of them took extensive piano lessons, and if you look through the Van Halen catalog, you'll find both of them playing. Now, my last question asked if during a 1998 performance of The Divided Sky by Phish at Hampton Coliseum, Trey Anastasio actually caught a glow stick, and that's why on the live recording, you hear the crowd go completely crazy. Now, glow stick wars have been a staple at Phish shows for a very, very long time, and depending on who you ask, they're a great thing or a really, really bad thing. If you're wondering who thinks they're a bad thing, go ask a taper what they think of glow stick wars. Have fun getting yelled at. Now, the reality is these sort of things, the glow stick wars, they really take on an energy of their own. Some might say it actually detracts energy from the show itself. And sometimes there's just so much of a glow stick war going on, or there's a huge burst that people sort of go crazy. To be honest, I don't remember much of 1998. It's a little bit hazy for me. But I do remember, and I've listened to it since, the Divided Sky at that show was pretty damn great. There's also a good chance that Trey or one of the other guys in the band caught a glow stick mid-throw because it happens a lot more often than you might think. And yeah, when that happens, the crowd tends to go off because it's pretty cool when they can do it without missing a note. So I'd say there's a very good chance that that's what happened during this recorded of Divided Sky, though it's such a good track that it might have happened just because people were really into it. It could have been the swell of the glow stick war, it could have been some cool moment that you can't get on an audio recording, who knows? People like to go crazy at random times during Phish shows because, well, that's the sort of band that they are and what they can do with their live performances. Regardless of what caused it, the November 98 run from Phish is fantastic, especially the Hampton shows. And aside from their big comeback shows there, never miss a Hampton show. They're always great. So those are my myths for this week. Be sure to check back here every Friday as I delve into some of the coolest stories in music history. If you've got a story you want me to check out, you can email me at thedailyguru@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again next time.